It's Ash from Super Videos back for another Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A number 46. As always, if you're not caught up with The Walking Dead's TV show and comic book and fear The Walking Dead, you may not want to watch this video because it may spoil some things for you. So that being said, let's get right into this. The first question comes from Nick Martini. He asks, do you think Season 8 will just be All Out War, or do you think All Out War will be a half season? So I hope that it's a full season, but there's a possibility that they may put everything in the first half of Season 8. But I want to see All Out War be the entire season. But in terms of other arcs, I think we may see the introduction of a new beginning and maybe even a tease at the Whispers at the end of Season 8, even if all of Season 7 is All Out War. So we may get like a tease for the Whispers or a tease at something for the next arc in like an after credits scene or something. Next question comes from Ronnie Thomas. You ask, do you think Negan might try to take Judith just to make Rick give up the war? So I don't think so. I think for Negan at this point, it's just about the war now. He's not trying to find another solution to try to get Rick in line. Even if he tries this, and even if it works, long term, Rick is going to go back to what he was doing. So because of that, I think Negan realizes that the only option is war. So that's what I think he's going to do. He's going to go to war with Rick and the survivors. The next question comes from Gaming Dude. You ask, how will Tobin and Scott die? So they're probably background Alexandrians that may die in Season 8 during the war. But specifically, I don't know exactly how they're going to kill him off. The next question also comes from Gaming Dude. You ask, will there be an All Out War Part 3? So I'm assuming you mean in the comic book? I don't think so. We already have the Whisper War as well. So I don't think that we're going to see an All Out War Part 3. The next question comes from Psycho IKO. You ask, do you think they're going to replace Negan's wife Lucille with a daughter named Lucille? Because there was a sneak peek at Season 8 for Negan's backstory and he had a daughter in it and no wife. I don't know if it's real or not, but it's cool. It's not real. It's taken from a Jeffrey Dean Morgan movie. So it's definitely not real, and I think that it would be pretty bad of a remix to change it so that it's his daughter instead of his wife, because it only worked because it was his wife. The whole story, the backstory started with, him cheating on his wife. So if it's going to be a daughter, it's not going to work out exactly like that. So they're going to have to remix it. So I think the best thing is to keep it that way and have Negan have a wife named Lucille. Also because it's iconic in the comic book. Obviously it was revealed in the backstory, but it's still an iconic thing. So I don't think that they're going to change it that much. The next question comes from Royal King 35 Royal. You ask, when Daryl put a knife up to Dwight in 716, Tara said, do it, and kept on saying it. She was afraid to kill him herself and have Daryl's kill count go up. Could this make Tara a person for All Out War that will not fight that well and die? So I don't exactly understand how you came up with that conclusion, but just to go back to what you said about the knife, Tara kept saying kill him because Dwight killed her girlfriend, Denise. So Tara was basically telling Daryl not to give him mercy, to kill him. So it wasn't anything about Tara not wanting to fight or anything like that. If Daryl didn't do it, I think that if given a chance, Tara would have tried to kill Dwight herself. So I don't think that it's about Tara not being strong enough. The next question comes from Gaming Wolf. You ask, do you think that the Saviors will die in issue 168? Or do you think that the Saviors won't die and Negan will recontrol the Saviors? I'm assuming that's what you mean. So I think it's possible for that to happen, but I think it's most likely that the Saviors are going to be eliminated within the next couple issues, either issue 168, 169, or 170. So I don't think that the Saviors are going to be a threat after that. And I don't think that Negan is going to regain control over the Saviors. The next question comes from Chan the Man. You ask, do you want Negan to die or live? So I definitely want Negan to live, not because I like him, because obviously he's a bad guy, but because I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan's performance of Negan and the story arc that's left for Negan coming from the comic book. So because of that, I want Negan to live. The next question comes from Cam B. You ask, do you think Daryl and Dwight will have another confrontation, considering Daryl saying he'll kill him regardless of Dwight's stance in the war? So I do think that there's going to be another confrontation, but not until after the war. The next question comes from 0718 Dragon Lord. You ask, what would you make the origins of the virus if there was ever gonna be an explanation? So I've said that in one of my previous Q&As. I think that the virus was probably an experiment gone wrong. So the government was probably doing some experimentation, it went wrong, and the virus ended up getting out of hand and basically spread everywhere, and that basically started the zombie apocalypse. The last question comes from the one and only bad guy. You ask, do you want Negan to live or die in the Walking Dead TV show? I already answered that. I want him to live because I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan's performance of Negan, and there's also more interesting story to come from Negan from the comics. That's it for this Q&A video. Thank you for participating. If you want to participate in my next Q&A video, write your questions in the comment section below. Make sure to put Q&A before your question so I can find it. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.